I just ordered a pizza for me and my kids, and while I'm waiting for them to prepare it, I decided to make a quick video. Back when I was with my abusive ex-husband, I spent 5 years total with that man. And one of the things that kept me in that relationship for as long as I stayed was the fact that I had lots of people around me constantly talking about marriage is hard. Marriage is supposed to be hard. Everybody's going to go through tough times. And every time he would say or do something to me that would just completely break me apart, I remember literally thinking to myself, well, maybe these are our hard times. I remember hearing a sermon from a famous preacher saying, "Who told you you were supposed to be happy?" So I had tricked myself into buying into the idea that marriage is supposed to be miserable. And then you go on social media and you see women make videos about how their husbands don't know how to do the most basic of tasks. They don't know how to take care of their kids. If they are left with their kids so they can run to the store, they call it babysitting. You see videos of women taking their cheating partners back and saying things like, "Oh, well, I'm just going to stay with you and cheat," when you should just leave the person. This is one of the reasons I'm so passionate about the things that I talk about, because I want to be a part of the movement that helps us reframe what singleness is supposed to look like and what marriage and relationships is supposed to look like. If we're honest, the world makes being single the worst possible thing that can happen to you, and then it markets a miserable marriage or relationship as, at least you're in a relationship, you should be thankful. When in actuality, statistically, the happiest demographic of people on the planet are single, child-free women. And single moms actually do less work than married moms. Married women live shorter lives than single women. So I don't know about you, but singleness isn't that bad. If you do want to be in a relationship, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. I love being single. I'm sure some of you guys are going to rush to comment and tell me that you're happy to be single too. But there's nothing wrong with wanting a relationship. I get it. But when you are desperate for it, when you will have it by any means necessary, you set yourself up to be in the same situation that I was in back then. The women that I feel, from what I've observed from my friends in happy, healthy marriages, the women in those happy, healthy marriages don't take no shit. I'm going to tell you this right now. They will be quick to pack up all their stuff and leave at the first sign of a red flag. They know their worth, and they will literally throw that man in the trash if anything dare compromise their peace and their joy. If you are going to be in a relationship, you should be happy. You should not be miserable. Hard times is maybe one of you loses your job and you guys are, trying to find the balance as that person looks for a new job immediately. Maybe hard times is death of a family member or somebody falls ill. But it's not cheating, it's not abuse, it's not the fact that y'all just don't fucking get along and y'all are forcing it and arguing and nitpicking and bickering every day. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, you don't have to be abused or cheated on for it just to not work. Sometimes y'all are just not compatible. I'm not saying that y'all gotta walk alike and talk alike and be identical twins, but sometimes y'all just are not. There are people in this world that you will never be able to be friends with because y'all will never get along. Y'all have nothing in common. It is just not going to work. And I believe that's true for people that some of us be marrying. We don't do struggle love anymore. We don't do that. We don't pep talk ourselves into thinking that being miserable is just how it's going to be. We don't accept the bare minimum. People are like, my husband cooks and cleans. Yeah, he should. I mean, that's the basics of being a human being. That's the basics of being an adult, being able to cook and clean. So I'm going to need us to come a little bit higher. And I know that women are not getting those things when they get excited over the basics like that. I remember I used to get excited if a guy would return my text. And my friends would be like, that's called common human decency. And I really had to look at some of the things that I was getting excited about. And it all boiled down to, I wasn't used to being respected in any way. So even the base level was like, woo, this was a big deal for me. But what that also caused is for men to notice that and then take advantage of that. Or all they did was the bare minimum. Or they would kind of yo-yo between doing nothing and doing the bare minimum, so I would never forget how great the bare minimum was. You do not deserve to be in a marriage with a partner who doesn't know how to do anything around the house, doesn't know how to take care of their kids. They never want to do anything with you, so you always got to do stuff without them. You deserve a partner who enjoys your presence, who pulls their weight and more, who jumps to take care of their kids. As a matter of fact, you know that if you were sick, they would be able to run that household and take care of them kids without skipping a beat. You deserve that. When we rush and we think that our options are few, that is when we get into trouble. When we think that that is the last man on the planet, that is when we get into trouble. When we're not willing to wait. I'm going to be honest with you. Everybody ain't going to get married by the age of 26. Okay? Some people, it will happen older. And that's where you see people getting, rushing into it by a certain age, and then they get divorced later. Your brain doesn't even fully develop until about 26. So why are you trying to rush and get married before then? Now hold your horses. If you did get married before then and you're happy, then I'm not talking about you. I am happy for you. There's always exceptions to the rule. But you deserve the best. And if you don't think you do, it's time for you to start asking yourself some questions and challenging why. Because we got to stop this, or it's just going to continue. Our daughters are going to end up like this. Our sons are going to, the pattern is never going to end, and it has to end with us.